Essay number 27. Be where your feet are. Mantras that will remind you that your life is happening in this moment. Your life is not happening in your head. It's not happening in your plans for next year. It's not happening in your memories of last week. It's happening right now, in this exact moment, while you're watching this video. And you're missing it. We all know we should be present. It's become such a cliche that it's lost all meaning. Be here now. Live in the moment. Mindfulness. Presence. We've heard it so many times that the words just bounce off us. We nod along, agree that yes, presence is important, and then immediately go back to living everywhere except where we actually are. But here's what nobody tells you about presence. It's not a luxury. It's not some Zen concept for people who have time to meditate. It's literally all you have. The past, gone. Doesn't exist except as electrical patterns in your brain. The future, not here yet. Might never arrive. The only thing that's real, the only thing that has ever been real, is this moment you're in right now. And you're probably not even here for it. Think about where your mind has been today. How much time did you spend reliving conversations from yesterday? How much energy did you put into imagining scenarios for tomorrow? How many minutes did you spend actually being where your feet are, actually inhabiting your life as it's happening? In a world that's constantly demanding more of our attention, that's designed to pull us out of the present moment and into anxiety about the future or nostalgia for the past, we've forgotten how to just be here. We've forgotten that everything we've ever wanted, everything we're working toward, everything we're waiting for, it all stems from what we do in this moment. What you do now is not just something, it's everything, because now is all you ever have to work with. So let me give you some mantras. Not affirmations you repeat mindlessly, but actual anchors you can use to pull yourself back into your life when you notice you've drifted away from it. All that exists is what's in front of me. Not what's in your head, not what's on your phone, not what might happen later, just what's actually here in your immediate environment in this exact moment. When you're spiraling into anxiety or getting lost in planning, come back to this. Look around, what's actually here? That's all that's real. Potential unrealized becomes pain. Every moment you spend living in your head instead of your life is potential wasted. Every day you spend preparing to live instead of actually living is a day you can't get back. The pain you feel, it's often just the gap between what you could be doing with this moment and what you're actually doing with it. The only way to be extraordinary depends on what I do with the ordinary. You're waiting for the big moments, the promotion, the relationship, the breakthrough, but extraordinary lives are built from ordinary moments. The way you drink your coffee, the way you answer emails, the way you walk to your car. These aren't throwaway moments, they're your life. Little by little. You don't have to change everything today. You don't have to be perfect in this moment. You just have to be here for it. Little by little, moment by moment, presence by presence. That's how lives are built. All we ever have is now. This isn't philosophy. This is physics. The past is memory. The future is imagination. Now is the only time that exists. When you really understand this, not intellectually but viscerally, everything changes. The pressure to be somewhere else dissolves because you realize there is nowhere else. If I had the life I wanted, what would today look like? Stop waiting for your life to begin. If you had everything you think you want, you'd still have to live through a random Tuesday. You'd still have to do laundry, answer emails, eat lunch. So what would be different about how you approach those things? Whatever that difference is, you can choose it right now. If I had the love I wanted, what would today look like? Would you walk differently, speak differently, carry yourself differently? Would you be more generous, more open, more present? You don't need someone else's love to be loving. You don't need permission to be the person that love would make you. Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop waiting for the right time, the right resources, the right feelings. Start here, in this imperfect moment, with your imperfect resources, and do something imperfect. Because imperfect action in the present is worth more than perfect plans for the future. What are the most important things that must happen today? Not this week, not this month, today, this day that you're living right now. If you're not clear on what actually matters today, you'll spend it on things that don't matter at all. And days spent on things that don't matter add up to a life that doesn't matter. My life consists of my days. What am I doing with this one? Your life is not some abstract concept. It's not a story you'll tell someday. It's a collection of days, and this is one of them. This day, this ordinary, unremarkable day, is part of your life. What are you doing with it? Because what you do with your days is what you do with your life. What would my most fully realized self do with today? Not your perfect self, not your fantasy self, your most fully realized self, the person you're capable of being, the person who's already inside you waiting to be expressed. What would they do with these 24 hours? How would they show up? What would they choose? Am I truly doing the best I can right now? Not the best that could theoretically be done, not the best that someone else could do, the best that you, with your current resources, energy, and circumstances, can do in this moment. If the answer is yes, there's peace in that. If the answer is no, there's information in that. If I didn't feel tired, what would I do today? So much of our lives are governed by how we feel, especially by fatigue. But what if you separated your actions from your feelings? What if you didn't wait to feel energized to live your life? What would you choose if tiredness wasn't a factor? Be where your feet are. This is the simplest and most profound instruction for presence. Your feet are always in the present. They can't be in the past or future. They're always here now. When your mind is spinning out, when you're lost in thoughts about other times and places, look down. Where are your feet? Be there. That's where your life is happening. I am here. Not I will be here when things calm down. Not I was here before things got complicated. I am here. Now, in this body, in this moment, in this life. This is not a dress rehearsal. This is not preparation for your real life. This is your real life, and you're here for it or you're not. These aren't just pretty words to make you feel better. These are emergency exits from the prison of your own mind. These are ways back to your actual life when you notice you've abandoned it for the fiction in your head. Because that's what we do. We abandon our lives constantly. We abandon them for our phones, for our thoughts, for our worries about tomorrow, and our regrets about yesterday. We're everywhere except where we are. And then we wonder why life feels like it's passing us by. We wonder why we feel disconnected, anxious, like we're missing something. We are missing something. We're missing our lives as they're happening. Presence isn't about meditation, though meditation can help. It's not about mindfulness apps or breathing exercises or yoga, though those can be useful tools. Presence is simply about choosing to be where you are instead of where you're not. It's about recognizing that while you're waiting for your life to begin, it's actually ending. While you're preparing for the future, the present is disappearing. While you're reliving the past, new memories are failing to form because you're not here to make them. Every spiritual tradition, every wisdom teaching, every philosophical system that has survived the test of time comes back to this same truth. All you have is now. Not as a concept to understand, but as a reality to inhabit. Your life is not going to happen someday when conditions are perfect. It's happening right now while conditions are imperfect. Your chance to be fully alive is not waiting in some future moment. It's available right now, in this moment, the only moment you ever have access to. So come back. Come back from next week's meeting. Come back from last night's argument. Come back from your 5-year plan and your 10-year-old regret. Come back to where your feet are. Come back to where your breath is. Come back to where your life is. Because presence is all we have. It's not a last priority to get to when everything else is handled. It's the only priority. Because it's the only thing that's real. Everything else, every plan, every memory, every worry, every dream, they all exist only in this moment, as thoughts you're having right now. You want to change your life? Be present for it. You want to find peace? Be where you are. You want to feel alive? Stop living in times that don't exist. This moment, the one you're in right now, is not a stepping stone to some better moment. It's not a waiting room for your real life. It's not a problem to be solved or an obstacle to overcome. It's your life, the only one you get, the only one you've ever had. And you can either be here for it, or you can miss it thinking about being somewhere else. The choice is yours, but choose quickly because this moment is already becoming the past, and a new now is arriving. Where are your feet? Be there. That's where your life is waiting for you.